Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever. Somebody suggested I take a look at this game from the ladder between Blodir and Turbo. And we don't have a mirror, we have a classic matchup of Aeon vs Cybran. Before that, there's a lot of YouTube content being made now. I've seen recently, we have Nartek casting regularly, a couple casts a week I think, on a regular schedule, unlike myself. Hildegard put up a sentence cast. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I think it's a cast of an old game. So that should be very interesting. Hildegard, obviously a very good sentence player. And a good caster too. Wise Old Dog has been making videos. Bias has put up some POV that I've seen actually. Who else do we have? We have Sesko NZ, another caster who's returned. Zlo has been casting in Russian. Casted a couple of games that I've seen so far. Yeah, so a lot of people. I've probably forgotten some as well on top of those. It's nice to see so much content going out there. So this game, Blodir vs Turbo. I believe these guys are in the same group in the lot, so I'm not sure if they actually played each other in the group stage though. Let's see what we got here. Blodir, oh no, Turbo actually not moving to the Hydra. Normally you walk to the Hydra like Blodir is doing. 1 PGen is reasonable. You can do 0 as well on this map. He looks like he may be a bit slow on the reclaim. I'm not sure if he's stalled. The fact that Decisive is walking, perhaps that's why he's walking. But it's also fine to walk quickly across because, as you can see, we have on this map ZD Rassi Light. We have a river covering, blocking you from your main expansion, making it difficult to reinforce and defend it. So using the AC to expand there quickly is very common. Now, Turbo has the advantage of Aeon, and it's quite nice to have the Aurora here because you can defend the expansion with your T1 tanks without any trouble. You don't have to run around because obviously they're hover. However, he's not expanding quickly to the left and making use of that. It actually seems quite slow to move across, and Blodir is much faster. Turbo also very slow in the air. He's made 2.5 land factories before his air factory came up, which is quite greedy, quite risky, I'd say, on this map in any matchup, but certainly as an Aeon player with the vulnerable tanks, perhaps it's even more dangerous. But you're already going for a second air factory as well. You can see how he has his engineers very nicely grouped together here, so none of them have to move as they build all the factories within range. They may have to move to make these PGens in the end, however. I wonder if he's going for... Oof. Yeah, this build leaves a bit to be desired. He has gone for 2 air factories, but he can't really... didn't prepare enough power to do that. So... an Aurora here defending against labs. We have an Aurora here attacking to the expansion, and now you can see the tanks coming out of the base are going directly across the map to clear out any labs. There's often labs left here in this corner, so Turbo makes sure there's nothing there, and he should be able to defend his tanks, or sorry, his engineers with his tanks. Blodir making, with 2 air factories, just a lot of inties. Where's the bomber transport? Quick transport would be good to expand here. You need a transport to get up onto these plateaus. And getting a Hydra quite nice on this map. that extra Hydra. You can get 4. There's 8 on the map, so they can be difficult to hold, especially these ones on the sides. But they give a very nice boost to the economy. I wonder, will we see any economy? Not yet, but Turbo has reacted to Blodir's 2 air factories by making a second one of his own. I'm assuming that's a reaction. Oh, this tank has done quite well. This Aurora. Who says Aurora can't raid? He's just ran the whole way through, past the ACU. Almost even raided this mech actually on the way past, but kills the engineer and should have finished off that mech, but there you go. Looks like the bomber will be dispatched to clean that up. Little attack going on. This corner will be defeated quite easily by the 2 Aurora. Although perhaps, well, no, the engineer is saved. Mantis getting in, being annoying. Turbo with a much faster expansion to this location. He's getting up a PD very quickly. It's actually finished now. Very nice to have a PD here because it can be difficult to have units everywhere. Getting PDs up in critical locations like these mexes, and even more importantly, I would think in this location, is very useful to stop the Mantis from just running over you if you are slightly out of position with your tanks. The PDs will save the day, and if not just kill the Mantis, at least stop them from pushing in. Blodir with nothing here, and both players pretty slow on the transport, I would say, but similar timing. I wonder, will we see, where's the Tech 2 from Blodir? He has Tech 2 mechs, but I'm thinking more T2 land or T2 air. When I say T2, oh, it looks like Blodir is going to win air quite heavily. Much superior air force. And will he then immediately go for Tech 2 air, or will he just switch into, say, T1 bombers and jesters? This bomber has already done very well for itself. We'll have to see some... Oh, will the transport be stopped, actually? That would be... Oh, it will. Yes. That hurts. That's a lot of mexes denied there. And a big investment goes crashing into the ground. A couple hundred mass there. Or more. More than a couple hundred mass on the ground. As Blodir drops his expansion, his plateaus. And there we see the PD doing his job, getting 5 kills. Small air spam, says Turbo. He's not quite ready for this level. 3 air factories, and one of them has quite a bit of assistance, so he is not ready for this much air spam at all. We need to see some mobile anti-airs coming out. T2 land is the choice from Turbo, and he's pushing forward with his ACU while having no anti-air and no air control. This looks very risky to me. Very risky. More Mantis piling in to this expansion. He has not realized that there is a PD here killing everything. Look at the amount of kills it's gotten. God damn, the PD is disgusting. Jester's now out, killing Aurora for free. Bomber's doing the same. This bomber has 11 kills. It may go down now, although the inties are not attacking it, so bit of a waste there. A couple of inties got wasted. Maybe they were attacking this Jester. There was no hope of them getting. But somehow this AC has gotten all the way to the base, and now PDs have to go up. T1 PDs, that is. I mean, surely just some T1 bombers and Jesters on the AC will force him away. At the very least, if not kill him. I mean, T1 bombers and Jesters would easily be able to take down an ACU, given just, if he had just a few of them. Both these PDs in the base have been denied. The engineers around them have been killed. Those are all dead engineers. This PD does finally finish, gets several kills. anti-air going up in the expansions, but still a lot of mechs is missing for Turbo, and his ACU is now under attack from this Jester. Just one Jester though. Perhaps the Hydra could be killed. Not much has died here except, well, quite a few engineers for Turbo. For Blodir, sorry. But that's not too big a deal given the rest of the what's going on in the rest of the map. This is quite nice if he can actually finish off the factory, which he may not be able to do. There it goes. Not bad. Turbo in the water, but still under attack from the Jester. He can't quite get low enough. I think he needs to move like right into this spot to be... I mean, well, it's difficult to tell from up here, but actually he's moving to the right. Blodir also has the gun upgrade on his ACU, so really looks awful for Turbo at this moment. He seems to have given up on trying to win air. His first air factory is idle. The other one has no assistance on it. So surely he just dies to Jesters. But they're not attacking at the moment. Though they're really lacking units, it must be said. Oh my... Wow. Full mass bar for Blodir. Is he upgrading mexes now? Is that how he's spending his mass? Yes. He's upgrading 3 mexes at once. Yeah, looks like 3. And... well, that's the sort of panic move when you realize you have full mass bar and not enough factories and engineers to spend it. Upgrade those mexes. Looks like Turbo wants to win back air with flak, which is going to be difficult. Because it really relies on Blodir flying directly over the flak and staying there. Now, Turbo has found his way into the water, and it's quite nice that he has the hover flak here, because the hover flak can stay with him in the water and be safe from the mantis that are around. Oh my, the inties are flying directly over. Oh, there goes half those inties. Ouch. Okay, well, maybe the plan is working somewhat. There's Jesters randomly around the place. But now Turbo has the advantage of T2 land. You can see there is no T2 land from Blodir just yet. He's making T2 land now. Halfway upgraded is that factory. Blodir also with the definite eco advantage. Big T2 mechs count compared to what Turbo has, which is none, absolutely 0. But yeah, Turbo with the full hover land army, Aurora, Blaze, hover flak. So that's quite nice to have on this map. It's very nice to have that mobility. Nothing. Well, the water is no barrier to you whatsoever, and you can actually retreat away from fights and actually be uncatchable once you hit the water, once you get into the water. It's quite nice, but Turbo also has T2 air, so he's gone for tech, he's not gone for economy. He's trying to get back in this game with T2 land and T2 air. A lot of assistance on this T2 air. Does he have a P-gen though? I'm surprised he can... No, he must have a P-gen. Here it is, quite far forward. I would really like a shield on something like that. It looks too vulnerable to me. But there you go, he has it. That's quite nice. And no T2 Pigeon for Blodir. He's also gone for Wagner's. Again, the amphibious option is a good one on a map like this. The Swift Winds should potentially allow Turbo to get back air quite soon. He's already dealt with Jesters we saw on screen here, and he hasn't lost too much of his map. Looking pretty secure. He's actually taking extra map control on the left side. You can see he has course, these mexes over here. And Turbo has gotten a double gun upgrade while in the water. Just chilling with his army. With his flak, which actually have vets now. And his hover army, the Blazes. After their recent buff, they're now significantly cheaper unit than before. It used to be 220 mass or 180 mass now. And their power and build time has also been reduced. Their power cost, that is. So the double gun ACU on the move. With a little entourage, a nice one. Does he have energy storage? And how much does he have? He has no energy storage. He's probably realizing that now and gonna build it, I would hope. He's also starting to eco, which is definitely a good choice. He should be upgrading perhaps all three of those mexes at this point, given his substantial bank that he's built up. And if we take a look at his army, oh, we're also adding shields. I quite like that. Very good unit, the Asylum. A lot of HP on their shield. Hover as well. So again, we're still on the full hover army for Turbo. He is getting raided by these Wagners. If you take a look at the army of like 32 on tanks, we've about 15 Blazes. Well, a lot of Mantis. Almost no Medusa, and 10 T2 tanks. So in terms of T2 armies, they're very similar, given that the Cyber units are more expensive. But this double gun ACU is a bit scary for Blodir. He doesn't want to fight this, but he will have to fight this with his ACU unless he can get some T2 PD up here. He has no T2 tech here. Oh, never mind. He does actually. There's one T2 factory, which could make an engineer, and a PD or two would easily defend this. Now the Mantis running in after the Blazes, but with their speed and their quite decent range, they are able to kite away, except for their, well, the pathfinding is slightly problematic for them. But they have done well. You can see they're not losing all their HP. They've got some kills as well. So doing alright against Mantis, it seems. This was just raided and it seems to have been instantly rebuilt. And now it's being raided again. Wonder if this Blaze, it seems like it will fend off all of these units. Not bad. Hasn't lost any health. And the factory lives, so engineers can come out and regain some of that substantial amount of reclaim. The double gun ACU now even has an Asylum buffing its HP by 3,500. And Turbo can chill here and maybe just quite easily should be able to pick off at least one of these T2 mexes with his ACU using that range. I think he could definitely manage to kill a couple of those, but oh, it looks like a lot of Blodir's army is coming to cut him off from his retreat, and so he doesn't want to stay here. Yeah, that would definitely be a bad decision to try and go for those mexes. He's heading for the water. He's still going to be trapped there, but at least Blodir's units can't really reach him there. That is something. T2 air now for Blodir, and Corsairs. We have 2 flak, and with a shield, those 2 flak are going to be extremely difficult to take out without a large number of Corsairs. Like 7 or 8 Corsairs would be needed, probably. And even then, the damage will be considerable to them. He may even lose quite a few. T3 land is finished for Turbo. Blodir's behind, only starting T3 land now, probably as he's... Yeah, I just saw a scout from Blodir go overhead. He spots the T3 land HQ and immediately upgrades himself, or begins upgrading to T3. Turbo with 20k less total mass, but looking at his position in the game, looks completely at least fine, but even more so. Seems like his position is better. He's just winning air, it seems, with his superior swift winds. Although it is a close fight and there's a lot of reclaim left. In the base, the T2 transport has successfully dropped the Harbinger, although it just eats shots from Corsairs, and he's attacking. Well, he was attacking the HQ there. Now finally takes out the T2 P-Gen, and the Harb, I think, is about to die, barring some very good dodging. It does survive slightly longer, but now the Rhinos get in range before the shield can recharge on that unit. Blodir with so many units, and it seems like he hasn't really been using them. Now he's perhaps realizing that he should have a significant lead. There's so many units, 10 Rhinos. He could have perhaps wiped out all of this expansion already, especially if he had mixed in some Medusa, but really, because there are only really PDs defending. But even with Rhinos, you could brute force through the PDs with that many Rhinos and Mantis, although it wouldn't be the prettiest thing. And this is not going to be pretty at all. Where are the Medusa? Where are they? Turbo is chilling in the water, making an upgrade, and I'm sure it's going to be, well, I'm imagining it would be shield. It could potentially be chrono also. Oh, 2 Harbs dropped directly. That's maybe a bad place for them to drop. Their shields haven't come back online yet. There they go. Oh, he's actually power stalling, is he? Yes, that's a very bad thing for a faction with so many shields on so many different units. Power stall could be very bad. He really needs his shields now, otherwise he may lose both Harbs. Certainly will lose one. Shield pops online for the second one, but he's losing health rapidly anyway. There goes the shield. And if the Mantis stay in range, this Harb should die. It's not being microed whatsoever. Firing a veterancy. Oh, yeah, I tried at the end to keep it alive. It would have been very nice to keep it alive. Quite a bad waste of 2 Harbs, I would say. The Spectres are out now. Gunships. Several transports. And ultimate... Oh my god. I said it wasn't going to be pretty, so... Well, I didn't think it was going to be that ugly. 34 kills, 1600 mass. The entire army got wiped out as it tried to stream through here. Holy crap. That is so nasty. So many Rhinos. I mean, multiple Rhinos and a ton of Mantis. You can see the front wall is dead. Some of the other walls are damaged. The PD lives and is even regenning. Sniper bot's out for Turbo. Is he finished his upgrade? He had a pause for a very long time, and well, we saw his power balance was precarious, to say the least. So that's why it was paused. Now he has unpaused it finally. It's been in this water for so long that I don't know. Well, I guess he was just allowed to sit there, but now he's finished his shield. He's again power stalling, however. Please stop power stalling. There we go. Another P-Gen finishes. Turbo leaves the water, and he did get the shield as I expected him to. Again, a huge army, huge T2 army. 22 Rhinos. That's so many Rhinos. And again, an awful formation. Why? Why would you do this to me? Just running rhinos and mantis into PD again. This is a very bad move from Blodir, and there's even 2 harbs as well. I mean, the PDs alone would get close to stopping that with the harbs. It's easily defended against. And here we have the ACU coming out of the water, and this army is again quite a lot of mass here. Many rhinos. Turbo? No, oh, no radar. This is extremely bad. Oh, he gets just enough vision to get an overcharge off. He doesn't have enough. Oh wow, barely survives. Didn't have enough energy and storage to actually kill that. These PDs are shooting the ground. If they weren't, there would be no rhinos left right now. But oh my god, look at the mass. 7,000 mass here. Again, units shooting the ground. Terrain is a bit fucked, isn't it? It's a bit messy. This whole side is a mess, honestly. But now Brick's moving out. We have quite a few Corsairs. The outside mechs is on the Blodir's expansion, getting raided now by a nice harb. Looks like some dead Corsairs. They may have been for that. These are from earlier, I think, when that initial harb was dropped. Now, does Blodir have the air to use those Corsairs? Is what I'm wondering. He definitely needs. I mean, this is absolutely disgusting. If he allows Turbo to take all this mass, it's going to be very bad for him. But still, Turbo with obviously far less of an economy, only 3 T2 mexes at this point. The army is 7 harbs, 4 snipers, and 11 blazes. That's not that impressive. And yeah, 11 bricks is definitely more impressive than that army. The problem will be the sniper bots and the ACU, because Blodir has retired his ACU from this game, not interested in fighting. And that may be a mistake. These harbs in the expansion could be dealt with. He's now lost a T2 mex to this harb, a second T2 mex. But the harb does go down, leaving a decent amount of reclaim. These 2 bricks, though, have been caught by the ACU, and they both go down essentially for free. Suddenly having less eco in this expansion doesn't seem so bad when you get a huge mass delivery. These harbs have moved too far from where they ought to be, and they have no flak to protect them or shields, and they will be killed for free by Corsairs as long as he finishes it off, please. He's afraid of the Swifties coming in and snacking on the Corsairs. That is a big cloud of inties. One more pass on this harb would have killed it. But it wasn't to be. Blodir is actually the one with more reclaim. I wonder if that will last after this disappears. Oh, the Corsair's coming in. Take out only 1 sniper bot, it seems. There he goes. If he can take out the other snipers, the bricks will do extremely well versus the harbingers. Oh, Turbo's going for the air fight. Oh, he backs out at the last second. Now, one thing I would like to see is some flak, because you can't. I don't think you can rely on Inti Spam to win air versus an Aeon player with Swift wins. 26 Swift wins. That's getting scary now. That is quite a lot of Swifties. Do we have any more eco from Turbo? It doesn't look like it. Well, oh, we have some. I see a couple of mexes upgrading there, but not much. On this side, are we losing more units to PDs, T1 PDs? We are. We're losing a brick and probably a rhino as well. Are we? Well, the Rhino survives. And now it's shooting the wall instead of the mechs. Another drop. Harb moves to the left here. Gonna have another raid party. But so many Corsairs. This AC looks extremely vulnerable. There's no anti-air with him. My god, he has to be careful. A huge brick army now moving forward. Almost takes out that sniper. There he goes. And another sniper goes down. And this looks quite dangerous. Now the Harbs are moving in. Once they get into range, they do have a lot of damage. And the bricks really need to use their range against them. Nice target fire micro here. But still, many bricks dying, and they're quite close. Very close, in fact, to the base of Turbo, and he's now pushing in. Perhaps he should have taken that chance to get completely on top of the bricks so they could not retreat, but he stopped sort of at the edge of his own range, so the bricks are able to run away, and only 4 left there. You can see 4 dead on the ground. Half his army died, and he didn't crush Turbo's army here. There's still Harbs left alive, and now the snipers may take a few kills as some of these are low HP. And there could be a lot more mass left. This is very good for Turbo. 2 low HP bricks just need to be taken out. Are those snipers not shooting, or? Oh my god, the ACU is just going for a walk. Oh, there are a couple of flags, and the Corsairs aren't microed. Corsairs should have been microed away after they immediately after they shot at the ACU. But they do fly into those flags, and multiple Corsairs have gone down. And actually they're being chased down now by the Swifties. Where is Blodir's Air Force? It's completely AFK, but Turbo is not to know. He was scared enough to run away. Oh, his Corsairs, however, are auto-attacking the Swifties of Turbo. Which is very sad for Blodir. There goes 5 Corsairs for free. Just by accident. Not really Blodir's fault at all there. And the brick army on the right has been killed. So now Turbo, with even more mass to take for himself, and he has ecoed the 5 of the mexes on the left side now, and there's no attacks forthcoming. Blodir being very passive at this point, and he started a T3 mex. He lost this these 2 mexes over here. Looks like he wants to make economy. It may be too late though. He has no economy to start that and make that T3 mex. He really wants some mass in the bank, in my opinion, before you start that. This is going to crush his production for several minutes potentially if he doesn't back out of this decision. And losing those Corsairs is a huge blow. They were very useful for denying any raids from Harbs, and could be used to snipe important things like sniper bots to deter the ACU from pushing forward as it is doing right now. I mean, what's going to stop this ACU? Another brick army goes down. 1 brick gets away. 3 go down. Trebs are out. Now that's a big deal. We've probably haven't seen enough Trebs in this game, but now they're here, and they're going to be very, very useful. Should be able to kill quite a lot of this army, do a lot of damage, bring down the shields. Maybe looks like a few too many shields, I would say, from Turbo. So they're obviously nice, but they do suffer from the overspill, which is basically damage carrying over from one shield to the other overlapping shields. What a huge force of Swifties now. 37. Blodir. Oh, the ACU abusing the water. Comes out of the water, and he may actually get a 2 trebs there. Only one runs away. This ACU with 15,000 mass killed. And he's gonna trap this brick army. They can't retreat now as the ACU is there waiting to overcharge them with a lot of energy storage. And the armies will move in and mop these up. Also, a T3 factory in a strange position is going to be punished. That's an expensive mistake there. And the ACU is proving to be extremely powerful now, doing massive damage. At a crucial moment in the game, Blodir emerges from the water. Finally, he decides to actually use this gun comm. Only 400 mass killed now. But he can't fight this. He's really can only just be annoying. But the snipers will quickly bring him down. Actually, there's only one sniper at the moment for Turbo at the front. Reclaim Turbo is ahead on Reclaim now. Is the T3 Mex? Oh, it's... No! The T3 Mex is paused at 64%. Well, this expansion now looks completely defenseless. There's a single brick, a trebuchet, and 2 PDs. Oh, we have a second brick. And one more will come out of the factory, but that's about it before all of these units arrive. And with the Corsairs suiciding themselves, there's no immediate threat. Turbo walks in, overcharges one of the bricks, now takes out the trebuchet. Mex goes down. Just 3 PDs up now, focusing the ACU, but how long can they last? 2 bricks move in, but you see the power of the mobile shields. They're defending so much damage. Certainly they don't cost nothing, but they are really showing their value here. The bricks go down. ACU now at 21,000 mass killed. A huge number of flex as well means that, I mean, there's no possible way to ever engage that in air, and it looks like Turbo is completing a ridiculous comeback at this point. This expansion was killed without much resistance at all, and without that major expansion, and without finishing the T3 Mex. What can Blodir do at this point? Well, he's sending some Corsairs on the left. I'm wondering what the purpose of those are. T3 PGen now for Turbo. Definitely a very important building to get up at this point. Blodir will not be thinking about a T3 PGen anytime soon. That's for sure. This PD is now killing a brick. We all remember it killed an entire army already. It's not going to kill the brick, it seems, but it's going to make a good go of it. The brick on 2,500 HP. Here come Corsairs. The Swifties are already returning. The Corsairs are going to damage each of the PGens and kill none of them, which is not an advisable strategy. And now the bricks running into T1 PDs, and Blodir calls it. I think the last 2 actions here didn't really matter, but they certainly weren't helpful for his cause either. Well, Turbo showing some of the strengths of the Aeon. I think, well, Blodir's big problem, of course, was really the big T2 spam that ultimately wasn't used. Certainly not effectively. We saw some mass donations into the expansions. I think he just attacked too late, I guess. His attack was a reaction to realizing that Turbo had just been allowed to get to T3 land for free, so at that point Blodir knew he had to have a large T2 advantage, but he had no Medusa, and so he was completely destroyed by PDs all around the map. I mean, here, these PDs here that have seem to have been rebuilt. Oh, this one hasn't. 1500 mass killed. Yeah, huge donations here and here. Quick decisions that didn't go his way, and we also had perhaps an unnecessary fight from Blodir here, actually getting shown the power of the shields and the harbs. The harbs defended with the help of some snipers quite well versus the bricks there. So very nice game from Turbo. Also nice ACU abuse, that's for sure. 22,000 mass killed on that ACU, popping in and out of the water at the worst times for Blodir. So yes, well played. Nice to see some Aeon gameplay, and they look pretty darn strong. I think it's definitely a good map for them. Certainly looking good. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back with more casts very soon. Thanks all for watching, and see you next time. Have a good one, guys.